Hey guys, it's D'Angelo here, and I am with Dr. Bob Lang, who I have known for a long time virtually, but this is the first time we've really talked face to face. He's someone that I've been really proud to watch his journey over the years and watch how things have changed and grown in his dental practice. And I just learned that Bob actually took the Practice Launch CE program when he was a dental student. I actually didn't know that till right now. I thought you were already a dentist. So good for you. Bob, just go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit to the people that are listening. Talk about your journey to practice ownership. Talk about the role that taking the practice launch course played for you as a student in particular. And then we'll talk about just some of the recent happenings in your dental practice and how things are going.
Cool. So I practice in Van Wert, Ohio, which is rural Northwest Ohio. I'm about an hour and a half from Toledo, an hour and a half from Dayton, close to the Indiana border. So there's more cows in my county than people. There's more pigs in my county than people. It's very rural. This practice has been in my family since the 1930s. My great grandfather started the practice. And then after that, my grandfather took over, and then my dad started in 1980, and I graduated dental school in 2020. So I had a nice pandemic graduation.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. That was a nice start to practice as well. And like you said, I bought Practice Launch and started it when it was like January or February of my
Mm-hmm.
last year of dental school. So it was nice to have during COVID. I really plowed through the course and
Yeah.
did all the work when I was sitting at home and couldn't do anything else. Um, so uh, yeah, I started out in undergrad as a pre-law major. I wasn't going to be a dentist because I got two B's in high school and they were in biology and chemistry. And I took the ACT three times and got a 25 every time. And in other categories, my grades got better, but in the science category, my grade got worse every time. So I was like, well, there's no way I was going to make the grades to be able to be a
Yeah.
dentist. So I did 1 year of pre-law and then said my heart isn't in it. I really want to own my family's business. I really want to be a dentist and I'm just going to plow through it. And I did, and I worked really hard, and I made good friends who taught me how to study and how to do stuff. And I made it into Ohio State's dental school and graduated. So moved back in 2020, in May of 2020, and then in December of 2020, both of my parents got COVID really bad, both in the hospital. My dad got better, my mom didn't, and my mom passed away from COVID complications
Mhm.
in January of 21. And my dad was recovering and had like long COVID. And he was like, I'm not going to practice for a while. And this whole time I'm practicing by myself, trying to
Yeah.
keep the practice open, trying to get people paychecks. Um, so it was crazy. And so I did not plan on owning my practice. I didn't plan on practicing solo for a couple of years. You know, my dad was going to stay and work with me for a while, but boom, like January 2021, my mom passes away, my dad's out, I own the practice. Dad transfers it over to me. He sells me the practice and I pay him, you know, he and I signed a 10-year loan
Mm-hmm.
between us, which is nice. But that's how I got into practice ownership. It was way faster than I thought I would, way sooner than I thought I
It's a
would.
good thing you were ready. You prepared ahead of
Yeah,
time.
I did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's because I knew I was going to own it, but
Yeah.
I was going to have a nice slow burn. So that's how I came into practice ownership. And yeah, I took ownership January 2021, and here we are in 2025, and things have been really good.
Nice. So I know that you in the support group that we have for practice launch, I know there was this phase, this era where you were one of like the loudest and vocal voices. I feel like that's probably where you were really picking things up. Um, I know that you are succeeding in running like a good low overhead model from what I've seen so far. You're not a PPO office, you're a fee for service office. So talk a little bit about that and how, from the fee for service perspective, how do you swing that, present it to patients, say, hey, I know you have insurance, but you should come here anyways to my fee for service office. What's
Yeah,
that conversation like with Dr. Bob?
cool. So you know, if we look at my practice, like my family's practice as a practice I bought, the practice was doing in 2018, the practice grossed 480,000. In 2019, it grossed 475,000. So it had been doing like 480, just under 500 for like
Mhm.
5 years in a row. Dad
Yep.
didn't go,
So
he didn't go down.
stable, locked in at just under five.
And overhead was like 40%. So he was taking home what he wanted. He was working as much as he wanted. Dad was happy. Um, But I came in, I'm like, I got loans to pay and I got a practice to buy, and I'm paying my dad way more than I should. If anybody valued this practice, I would not be paying for it what I'm paying for it. I'm
Yeah.
overpaying for this practice, but I'm doing it to honor my dad. It's what he wanted. My mom had just died. I was like, that's what you want for the practice? Cool, dad, whatever. Because I'm not having to make payments to a bank. So I'll buy it for more for less stress of not having to get a loan. But anyway, so I bought a practice that was doing just under 500. And this year we're going to do 1.5.
So
We're
you
gonna do
added
1.5.
a significant amount.
Yeah, so we probably, we've tripled what the business was doing in 5 years.
Mhm.
So how have I grown? And dad was out of network before. I remained out of network with all things. So the easy answer to like, why do I do that? Well, it's because I don't have much competition. Like in this town, there are, I think, 5 private practices, and one of them is in network with all of Delta, and I think that's it. And then the other practice is just Delta Premier. And then the other private practices were completely out of network. So it's not like there's some practice here that's in network with a bunch of things. Now, we have major like urban cities that have populations of over 150,000, 200,000, 30 minutes either way, 30 minutes east, 30 minutes west. Those offices have all the chains, they have Aspen, they have dentists who are in network with anything. So there are plenty of people who live here who are driving 30 minutes, 45 minutes each way to go to a dentist that's in network. But obviously, it's pretty nice to live in a community where I don't have to really compete
Yeah.
with other in-network doctors. So if
So
that and if everybody went in network in town, maybe I'd have to
maybe
really
you'd have to change.
maybe I'd have to change. I would really not want to because I love being out of network, and
Mhm.
I love that I can wheel and deal, and I love how I can be like, yeah, you need 3 crowns, let's do 2, and the third one's on me. Like I don't have to worry about insurance rules. I don't have to worry about, oh, well, I can't charge you this because the insurance company told me I couldn't. I just can do whatever I want. Your insurance is a coupon, and we're gonna get every last dollar out of that coupon that we can. But I don't let them tell me what to do.
Okay. Um, so just the vibe
Well,
that
I
I
could
get
talk
from,
about my case presentation, like how I talk
yeah,
about it.
I want to get into that. So I
All right.
know
So
I don't
patient
know that
patient
I've
calls the
seen
office. Patient calls the office.
anyone else print out a panoramic and draw on it. Tell me about your
Oh,
case
yeah,
presentation and
yeah, yeah,
your
yeah, yeah,
drawing
yeah,
on
yeah.
the X-rays approach.
Sandwich, yeah. So I mean, so if a patient calls our office and says, "Yeah, do you take my insurance? I got Blue Cross Blue Shield." Our answer is we take all insurances. The only insurance that we can't send a bill to is Medicaid. Every other insurance we can definitely get you money from them, unless your plan says that they will only pay an in-network doctor, which is very rare. So when it comes to your insurance, we are very good at getting money from them. We are very good at getting you paid. So we don't want you to worry about that. We will be very upfront with you that if you would go to an office that is quote unquote in network, you may save 20%, 30%. But what are their fees? What are they telling you to do? So on and so forth. Our practice is 100% built on trust. It's built on Dr. Lang's never going to tell you to do something that he wouldn't do for himself. And Dr. Lang is always going to give you options. And Dr. Lang always says that an option is to do nothing. We're never going to make you do anything in our practice. So we don't want you to worry about fees. We don't want you to worry about insurance. Come meet us, have your first appointment, let us clean your teeth real good. And if there's any worries about insurance and stuff like that, we can get you set up on payment plans. We'll make it work. We will make it worth the extra money that you may pay coming to an out of network office. That is the speech. It's literally written out word for word what I want my front office to say on the phone. And they change it up a little bit, but there are bullet points of you need to cover. We will make it worth it. We're very upfront. We are out of network. We're not going to, because I love when you go on Facebook groups and they say, oh, just tell them that you take all insurances. Well, no, they want to know if you're in network. Tell
Yeah.
them that you're in network,
And then you lose then that hurts the trust later.
I want to build a this is a practice based on trust. This is a practice based on relationships. This is a practice where you don't call me Dr. Lang. You say, Bob, I have a question. And you have my cell phone number and you can text me and you can Facebook me at any time. Like I'm trying to build like, there's concierge medicine where
Hmm.
you have your family doctor and you can call them or text them anytime. That's what I'm trying to build. So that's what we say on the phones. And then when the patient is in the chair, okay, patient needs 3 crowns, upper partial. And then we talked about on the bottom, they're just missing one tooth. We could do a partial, we could do a bridge, we could do an implant. They want to do an implant. So they need 2 crowns, partial, and an implant. Well, I print out their pano and I have a red and blue pencil. I have a pencil that's red on one side, blue on one side. Anything that's bad, I take red and I say, okay, you got the cavity here. This is broken here. This tooth needs to come out. So I put an X on it. And then anything that needs fixed is blue. Okay, we're going to do an implant. I draw an implant. I draw a circle around the tooth to be a crown. I'm like, that's a helmet that's going to go on your tooth and stop it from breaking into pieces. And then on the bottom of the sheet with the printed out pano, I write the prices. I literally write out, okay, your crown costs you $1,200. This costs you 2,500. And then I add it all up from, and we just look at this piece of paper together. And I'm like, and if they start getting to a place where they're like, oh, that's just a lot of money. I'm like, okay, well, this thing hurts you the most and this thing bothers you most. So why don't we just do that first?
Yeah.
Forget the total number. Let's just do that first. So it's very visual. And while I'm doing this with a piece of paper on my 60-inch TV, every operatory, when I moved back, my dad had film x-rays and paper charts. So, and we had one computer in the office.
So
And it was
you
for
made
my
a decent investment in newer
I made a
technology.
huge investment. Yeah. Yeah. I made a huge investment. I spent a lot of money. But every operatory has a big 60-inch TV. And so their pano and their intraoral photos are up on the 60-inch TV. And I have the mouse sitting right next to me so I can zoom into things, blow it up big. So it's all very visual. Everything is visual, and I know the prices. I talk the money. When they leave my operatory, we know this is going to take 4 appointments. Appointment one is this, and it takes this much time. Appointment two is this, and it takes this much time. And then the handoff to the front desk is here's the treatment plan. And the only thing I don't do is I don't get them approved for payment plans. So if they want to be approved for like Care Credit, Cherry, Proceed Finance, I actually have one of the front desk come back in the operatory and they do that in the operatory. And then
Yep.
I'll come back once they've been approved for payment plans.
I like it. So you're really hands-on with all aspects of it.
I'm very hands-on. I'm explaining everything. I'm creating the sequencing of treatment. I'm telling the staff, here's how much time it takes. And I don't do that all the time. Like they know, oh, they need 3 fillings. Okay, 45 minutes for the first filling, add 10 minutes for each one after that.
Yeah.
So they know the basic rules, but yeah, when they leave my operatory, I have set the sequencing, I have set the price, and the patient and I have both looked each other in the eye and shook hands and said, this is what we're going to do.
Got it. And you just work with them. Like I get the vibe that you guys are just like a hometown dental office and you've really made that work.
Right. Like every single patient, if I give them the full cost of what's going to happen, if you pay that in full today, I don't care if it's a card, check, cash, if you pay it all in full today, I'm giving you 10% off.
Mhm.
If you commit to me, I commit to you. So if you pay it all and then if you decide not to do it, I'm not going to hate you. We'll give you the money back. It's fine. So if they pay in full the day I treatment plan it, it's 10% off. If they do half before we start and half when we finish, if there's something to deliver at the end, then it's just the regular price. And then for payment plans, I always tell them now, usually for payment plans, there's financing fees. But if you sign up with one today, I'll waive all the financing fees. So it's the regular fee, because
Yeah.
that way they feel like, oh, okay, if I get signed up with financing today, he's not going to charge me more.
What's the biggest thing you did different from your dad that tripled the office? Because that's a big jump.
I talked about money.
That's the
I,
biggest thing. So a lot
I
of dentists absolutely will do not want to do that. So
yeah.
why do you think that's the biggest thing that tripled it that your dad wasn't doing?
Okay, what's the biggest thing that I did that tripled the practice over what my dad was doing? I think my dad was a dentist because he loved his patients and he loved the practice of dentistry. He was not in it for the money. My dad did it because he loved the job. He loved that he had control. He loved that he could do whatever he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. He wasn't there to make money. He wasn't there to grow a business. He was there to treat his patients, which I love, but I've got bills to pay. And and also I love owning a business. Like if I wasn't doing this, I would own some business. So and my things, my joy in dentistry does not come from doing the most beautiful class two or doing the most beautiful crown prep or putting the implant in the perfect position. No, my joy comes from taking somebody who said, absolutely no, I'm not doing this to, I trust you. Yeah, I should do this for me. My biggest joy in dentistry comes from when people give me money and they're happy to give me that money. They're like,
Mhm.
yeah, this is a great investment. That's where my joy
Just
comes
bringing
from.
them around and making that connection with them.
Yeah, taking something where people are scared of the dentist because of pain, they're scared because of money, they're scared because of time. And if I can alleviate all three things, I'm going to make it so it doesn't hurt that bad. I'm going to make it so that we can make it affordable for you. And we're going to get it done quick and efficiently on your timeline. When I can assuage all three of those fears, it feels really good. Like that, I love that. So,
I love it, Bob. I think that's a great way to cap things off. I like to keep these right around 20 minutes. We're coming up right at 20 minutes. Any last parting things? Otherwise, I think that was a great way to wrap it up.
yeah, I love owning a fee for service practice because I don't let insurance companies tell me what to do. Marketing wise, like how am I getting new patients? I'm extremely involved in the community. I go to the 4-H auction and I buy cows and chickens. I have my name in the newspaper every week for something. We sponsor all the plays, all the musicals, all the sports teams. I'm in the Rotary Club. I'm in the Elks Lodge. I'm in the Masonic Lodge. I'm in all the groups, all the things. Um, and I like doing it. Like for me, I'm like, oh, it's marketing and I get to enjoy it. I love it,
That's
So
awesome.
I I just like living in this small town and I like I like running a fee for service practice. I like walking through the treatment plans with my patients and my biggest stresses came from I don't know what I'm doing. Like I know how to work with people. I know
Mhm.
how to understand people and work with people. I don't know how do you structure a dental office. What insurances do I need to hold? What do I need this? What do I need that? And that's why practice launch was amazing because it's literally a playbook. I was looking for a playbook. I wasn't looking for a consultant to give me ideas out here. I was like, no, tell me what I do first. And then what do I do second? And then what do I do third? And that's exactly what practice launch was. And that helped me get all the basics and all the things that I was stressed out about. I was like, okay, that's handled. Now I can go do what I do best, which is working with people.
I
So
love that, Bob.
thankful to you. I'm very thankful to everything that you've taught, everything that you've put together, the books that you've written, the interviews you've done. I'm very thankful for everything that you've done because it's helped me throughout my 5 years of working. So thanks for everything that you do.
Well, I'm thankful that I've been able to be a little small part of everything that you've done. So it's great talking to you today, Bob.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. Catch you later.
Bye-bye.